everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and today we will be reviewing Plug Power again. I think I'm going to stay on Plug Power for a very, very long time. When I was making a lot of money with Neo, I was also making a lot of money with Plug Power, because we need to understand that when people talk about futuristic energy sources, hydrogen is going to be one of the most prominent energy sources in the entire universe. We know we have hydrogen gas out in space, and to this day, I'm still thinking about why haven't they hooked up some sort of hole, some sort of connection where you can just suck hydrogen gas outside of the universe, outside in space. Yeah, I know. Some people are like, it's gonna take so much materials and technology. I know, but hey, I'll do anything for free electricity. I'll do anything for free energy, okay? But anyway, when we're talking about investing, okay, we're gonna break down Plug Power again, because I believe that it would definitely be very, very profitable for you guys in the near future, Now, Grant, when I say near future, this is a long-term investment, ladies and gentlemen. This is a long-term investment. So when I'm talking about that particular thing, I'm also talking about anywhere from 5 to 10 years. But stocks like Plug Power has been returning really good returns even since I've been investing into them. And I'm gonna see if I can look up my investment history so you guys absolutely know, okay? You guys absolutely know. So here we go, Plug Power at 5 years, it has been up 830%. In the past year, 604%. The last 3 months, 102%. The last month, 53% roughly. The past week, 28%. And then today, it's kind of after hour, so I'm pre-recording this video for you guys. But nonetheless, this is going to be a great stock, and I will be attending this live session. Nonetheless, let's break down into it. So here are my shares. I have 36 shares. It's around 5% of my portfolio, and total return is $402. And my return has been over 147%. I am so tempted to buy options when it comes to Plug Power because I know that it's going to bring in bank. Okay, it's going to bring in bank. Let's go back to the 5-year timeline here, because this is what we need to understand, okay? So it was slowly moving throughout the years, but as you can tell, it was going back and forth, but all of a sudden we got an uptick, even during COVID-19, but then it dropped down during March probably, okay, July it went down a little bit, but now it's all the way up until like $20 or $18.79, so roughly $19, okay? But nonetheless, we're talking about, when people talk about, hey, you should be an investor, that means standing in the stock market for the long term. I highly support you investing in this particular stock. I'm not affiliated, I'm not associated with Plug Power. I just believe that this could be a great stock for your portfolio. And as you can tell, I'm going to hang on to this stock because I've already made 147% of my return. Okay, and it tells you here, how much did it cost me? $273. How much did I make? $402. And here's my total market value. Here's my total portfolio when it comes to Plug Power. So yes, off a $273 investment, I made $402. Now, a lot of you like, man, you almost doubled your money. Exactly, okay? It's almost one and a half. So if it goes to 150%, then I've times it times 1.5. To me, that is a phenomenal investment. That's a phenomenal return. And man, even if I got 50%, that's still a grade A investment. Most investors would tell you, hey, if you can get 20% or better, that is an absolutely phenomenal, awesome investment. So I'm just going to relay that message to you guys. If you can get anywhere near this, then I believe you should invest. Okay. Now, let's read about Plug Power. You've never heard me do a review on this particular stock. I believe this is my second time. So Plug Power provides alternative energy technology with focus on the design, development, commercialization, and manufacture of hydrogen and fuel cell systems. Used primarily for the material handling and stationary power markets, its fuel cell system is designed to replace lead acid batteries and electric material handling vehicles and industrial trucks for some distribution and manufacturing businesses. The company is founded by George C. McNamee and Larry G. Gernberg on June 27, 1997. Its headquartered in Latham, New York. The listed name for Plug Power is on the common stock. All right, they roughly have about 135 employees. found in 97 again. There's really not too significant to report on this particular one when it comes to that information, but the collectibles here and the related items they have, they're in the industrial materials and New York, okay, because they head out of New York. Now we're going to get on this. The Money Mad guy from, was it CNBC? He says he's very bullish on hydrogen, and I am very bullish on hydrogen too. I believe that we can only do well on hydrogen. Let me tell you why. As we begin to move more green, now granted, a lot of us, we understand that we have been moving from oil to natural gas, and then from natural gas, I think that we're going to move strongly. All the evidence and analytics predict that we're going to move to hydrogen, okay? Because I'm going to give you a little more information about hydrogen, because we understand that hydrogen is very, very powerful, more powerful than gas, and it burns clean. The only residue, the only remnants that's left over from hydrogen is water. And matter of fact, good old H2O, right? 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. There you have it. It's in the proof is in the pudding, okay? It's in the chemical breakdown of even water, okay? So probably good if you know your periodic table too. But nonetheless, we're gonna get into that particular story. Let me move down and look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 89% buy on Plug Power. Now I'm gonna get into another company that's doing fairly well called Linde, L-I-N-D-E. And that is the picture that you saw right here, L-I-N-D-E. Now this company, if I can remember correctly, is out of Ireland. Said that right? Ireland. The gold, never mind. Okay, the hold is 11% and the sell is 0. I am not selling my Plug Power. I don't care if I have any other stocks, any other shares in my portfolio. I'm not selling my Plug Power because you'll be selling your future. It kind of goes hand in hand. Now, your quarterly earnings right here, Q1 it was down, Q2 was up, even though COVID-19. And I believe Q3 is going to be up as well. But this shouldn't be, even if this was down, with this particular stock, because we're talking about futuristically, we're talking about going green when it comes to clean and emissions. And here's the big difference that you guys need to understand. I'm going to kind of let the cat out the bag. I'm going to kill the nanny on this one, because what we need to understand is that hydrogen is a green form of energy, just like wind turbine energy, just like solar energy, just like thermal energy. This is a clean form of energy, whereas natural gas uses fossil, and natural gas doesn't burn clean. When it's burned, it releases CO2, that's carbon dioxide. So again, we're going to move away from oil and gas eventually. As you can tell, we're moving towards electric powered vehicles. Now, my whole thing is, yes, we don't have our vehicles, those electric powered vehicles, actually burning oil and gas, because they don't have those tanks. But I still look into like lithium. I still look into the carbon footprint that some of these electric vehicles may be leaving. But nonetheless, this is going to slowly change as technology gets better and we get smarter about the economy. We get smarter about the ecosystem. We get smarter simply about the world. Okay, let me move right along. So here's my history dealing with Plug Power, okay? As you can tell, I've been back and forth selling contracts. I've been doing a lot of option trading because I believe that is where you can make a lot of money with this one. People that's in this segment, somewhat, yeah, Sunrun is a solar power company, fuel cell energy workhorse. They use hydrogen powered vehicles. So look out for Plug Power to do business with them. You got NIO, that's a Chinese electric vehicle car company. You guys know all about that, okay? So Plug Power, just kind of give you guys a heads up. Over the past year, they went up from $2.53 to $19 at its highest. And right now is at $18.79. Of course, you're going to have correction pullback dates. You're going to have all those sorts of market corrections. But nonetheless, it's still close to 19. And in the past year, look how much money you could have made. Okay? Look, man, it's a lot of money to be made when it comes to this particular stock. Okay? So anyway, as I'm looking down, there's really nothing significant to report other than stories going to tell you clean hydrogen could be a $2 trillion industry. Here are the companies that could profit, and one of those companies is definitely Plug Power. Plug Power stock gets upgraded because hydrogen power is a thing. It is. And this is September 28th, okay? Green energy shares rise along with Joe Biden's polling. Plug Power will sell stock to gear up for hydrogen economy. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect time to buy, if not sooner when I bought. And if you look at their performance breakdown here, 5 day, 1 month, all the way to year to date in a year, they are blowing it out of the market, okay? Blowing it out the market. Now, here's the guy from Kramer from Mad Money on CNBC. He's talking about he's bullish on hydrogen, and I agree with this guy because this is the way of the future, okay? He said, just keep in mind, the story could take years or even decades to full play out, but the thesis is correct, and green hydrogen does represent the future. I agree with that wholeheartedly because when you're talking about renewable energies like solar, and then as a replacement for natural gas, buildings all over America, that is what they are projecting, ladies and gentlemen. That is what they're projecting. Now, let me briefly go over Linde, okay? Linde, I think that's the correct way you pronounce it. Now, they have been blowing out the market, not like Plug Power, but they released, okay, 2 years ago for $161.74, and they are up $242.77 today. So over the past 2 years, they've been up 50%. Of course, that's to be the same, 23%, 3 months, 8%, 1 month. They've been down about 4 percent, 1 week, 3.5 roughly. And then today, after our markets, they're roughly up 2%, okay? They're roughly up 2% or maybe a little bit over 2%. I'm not going to get into the full breakdown, but what I like about this particular stock is that they have dividends, okay? They have dividends. Now, as we talk about different markets, it says the following segments are the Americas, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia, and South Pacific. So this company is particularly everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It said the American segment includes operation and production facilities in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Brazil, etc. So this company is doing very, very well. Okay, transportation and construction services, United Kingdom industry, is only at a 4% sale. They've been doing pretty good. Now, for me and my money, I believe the future is what Plug Power. Okay, none of these are really that relatable to Linde, but my future is in Plug Power because you can get into a hydrogen company at a very low price point where this company already built their industry, already was doing pretty well before they became public 2 years ago, okay? So here's Linde. We're looking at the past 52-week range, like again, 146 to 260. They have more than 100% ROI on their investment, and that is absolutely phenomenal. As we go into the performance over here, the past month, not so well, but as you can tell, they've been doing year-to-date 12.70%. The past year, they've been over 23%. Now, their EPS, they are a company that's operating out of debt according to their earnings per share, and their dividends, almost $1. So if you rack up a couple of shares of Linde at, let's see, $260, then they'll give you $1 every quarter, 3 to 4 months that you hold a stock as your dividends. Again, I don't really invest in dividend stocks anymore unless they have a really low price point and large profit and returns when it comes to dividends. That way you can buy 100, 200, 500 and really get some money back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get $50 back every quarter. You can increase your insurance contract. I don't know. But you get what I'm getting at. I'm not going to just be investing in stocks because of dividends, because at the end of the day, unless you're going to buy 500 to 1,000, it's really not going to play out unless you have some sort of potential for growth. That is what we need to absolutely understand, okay? Let me break down just a little bit more about hydrogen gas because, again, you guys know I love to get into the detail of things because it's very, very, very important, okay? So it says here, pound for pound, hydrogen contains almost 3 times as much energy as natural gas, and when it's consumed, the only emission is pure plain water. But unlike oil and gas, hydrogen is not a fuel. It is a way of storing or transporting energy. The lightest gas in the universe isn't easy to corral, but again, hydrogen is a form of fuel. Now, is hydrogen a natural gas? Currently, most hydrogen is produced from fossil fuels, specifically natural gas, electricity from the grid from renewable sources such as wind, solar, geothermal, or biomass is also currently used to produce hydrogen. In the longer term, solar energy and biomass can be used more directly to generate hydrogen, okay? Why hydrogen is not a good fuel, you need to look at that as well. You need to look at the pros and you need to look at the cons of everything. It says, we know from basic physics that gases are less dense, they occupy more volume, so hydrogen requires a large fuel tank for storage. Now, unlike other gases, hydrogen is not readily available in the atmosphere. and requires processes like electricity and steam reforming for production. But the list goes on and on, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't essentially want to bore you with that. But what's important is to note that hydrogen is the way of the future, regardless if you are old gas and gun and wrench guy or not. Solar, geothermal, wind, and hydrogen is going to take over eventually, okay, as our natural form of fuel. Now, granted, we are moving more into electric vehicles, and believe it or not, people like Workhorse are using hydrogen gas inside of their vehicles. So the market is already there, ladies and gentlemen, but as the infrastructure continues to grow, when hydrogen starts to get into a lot of major cities and in office buildings, and then I'm gonna tell you, what's gonna break the bank is when we have hydrogen inside of our residential homes. That's when you're gonna see your profit. That's when you're gonna see your return balloon up. But let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go back to good old Robinhood and let me see if I'm willing to invest any sort of money in this. Okay, so we have dollars. I'm thinking about an option though, okay? I'm thinking about an option. I've been doing very, very well with my options, okay? Let me see how much one option will cost me. Let's see here, $72. I think I'm willing to do, this is going to expire this week. That's too risky for me because even though I know it's going to go up to $19, let me see here. I know it's going to go up to $19. Let me look at the implied volatility at 94%. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to be risky on this one. I believe that this week, the hydrogen is going to do well, especially with a big money mouth like Mad Money from CNBC. Kramer actually started to speak about hydrogen. I believe that this is going to blow up maybe Monday or Tuesday. So I'm going to be risky, okay? I'm going to be risky on this one. I'm just going to let the cat out the bag right now, and I'm going to buy two. You know what? I'm going to buy 3 options at this particular price point, okay? Now, Robinhood, go ahead and grant me that instant money that you usually do. Let's see here. Got to work it out. Got all these instant funds that is not so instant. So I'm going to need around $250, okay? I know it only cost me $216, but I might put some money in the market somewhere else with that remaining cash. So anyway, as Robinhood takes their time, see, this is what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to refresh. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let me refresh here. That took long enough. The money should be deposited by now. All right. It says my buying power is $250. I'm going to buy 3 contracts at that particular price point, $216. Review. And submit. Okay, Robinhood, is it me or the internet? I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to see everybody in the chat room today. Glad to see you guys. All right, so the order is placed. That's all I really wanted to do, to show you how serious I am about hydrogen and also Plug Power, because I told you, I made over $400 something with Plug Power. So I'm a very confident investor when it comes to certain stocks. But again, ladies and gentlemen, these are just investment. Don't fall in love with no particular company, because if the numbers turn wrong, I'm getting out of Plug Power. I'm going to take my gains and profits and run and invest it somewhere else. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And I know you guys are digging the shirt. You guys have a great and wonderful day. I'm out.